Hey guys, welcome back to Troy's Garage. My name's Troy. This is my garage. In today's video, we're back on the Mutton Buster 72. That's what I've decided to call this project. Mutton Buster because it used to be a sheep herder's truck or a sheep farmer's truck. In the last video, we confirmed that the truck runs. The engine sounds fantastic. Now it's time to focus on the mechanicals. One of these days, I'll have the resources to build myself a shop. This video is sponsored by Super Clean. Be sure and watch this video clear to the end. I'll tell you exactly how to enter. The winner is going to get a spray bottle and an aerosol bottle of Super Clean so you can try it out for yourself. Huge thank you to Super Clean. Let's get back to it. Window salesman walking by saw me in here and was like, hey, classic truck. So we talked trucks for a minute. He had a 66 C10 stepside. That was hard to say. Pretty awesome. The car community is just awesome. I love it. Back on this, we are checking mechanical stuff. So I know for a fact that the steering gearbox leaks like crazy. I can see drips from where I stand. That's what those drips are down there. Leaking from pretty much everywhere on that thing. Top end of the gearbox, the bottom end of the gearbox, the whole thing's just soaked. That's a known issue. Got to figure out how to resolve that. That's on the list. I believe the rear main seal is also leaking. I'm hoping that's not the case, but I'm going to try to confirm that today. Get up under here with some brake clean, spray everything down that's wet, and run it, get it up to temperature if it'll do it, and climb back under there and see where the leaks are coming from. That's the game plan. At the beginning of this, we're going to make a list of all the things that need to be done mechanical-wise and get some parts ordered. This video will probably be a multi-series video as far as getting the mechanicals dialed in, depending on what we find under here. But that's the plan. Let's get started. Oh wow, there's more rat's nest right there. But you can see there's a rat's nest right there. Transmission leaking, maybe? Out the back end it is. Carrier bearing feels good, that's awesome. So in testing on some stuff, crawled up under there. This does still have that auxiliary tank in it. Stubs out right here. There's a huge, super thick steel plate that runs along it. I guess was a skid guard of some sort. There's a huge rat's nest up on top of that between the tank and that skid plate. So that skid plate's coming out, more or less just so that I can clean that out. I don't want it to be a fire hazard or anything like that. I did take AIM Extreme lubricant under there with me. I treated all of the bolts that I know I'm probably going to end up having to take apart at some point, just so that this stuff can eat on the rust and start working. This is a penetrating lubricant. You'd use it anywhere. You'd use a PB Blaster or a WD, except this stuff works. It's non-toxic. I've actually accidentally gotten this stuff in my eyes and eye, and it didn't sting at all. So non-toxic, safe, doesn't smell, and it actually works. There'll be a link down below to that stuff. So let's get that skid plate off of there, get that rat's nest cleaned out. This is going to be a nasty job, and I'm not looking forward to it. All right, that rusty part, see the part that's not rusty? That's because it's got oil all over it. This rusty part is what I'm talking about. It's like an aftermarket add-on, and back here at the back, it's not even connected. So it's just rattling around. And the tank is still up inside of there. If we come around to the back side, there's the tank. So I treated all these bolts where all these hangers are at. I treated the bolt that's actually, whoops, my battery's dying in my light. That's perfect timing. Treated the bolt on the hanger as well. Oh, this camera actually adjusts to the light pretty good. It's dark under here. Anyways, treated all these bolts. You can see they're kind of wet when the light flashes on them. Stupid light. Anyway, I'm gonna climb out of here, grab some wrenches, and we're gonna get this thing out of here. Okay, that one's not budging. that one just spins. Oh, this thing is so full of yuck. Oh, it's gonna make such a huge mess in my garage. We're gonna let that one soak a little more. I may end up having to grind some of these out. Oh boy. Here we go. We'll try this again. Oh, yummy. One more bolt up here holding it. Oh, and of course it just spins. Okay, that's stupid. Dang it. Gonna have to grind one bolt. This one up here at the front, right there, that one just spins. It's back behind that rat's nest. So can't get a wrench on the back side of it, at least not easily. So I'm just gonna grind that one off. Alright, so I put on an N95 mask because that rat's nest has, well, it's a rat's nest, so it is what it is. I don't want to be breathing that crap, and yeah, I'm just going to try to not start a fire at this point. This right here is the fuel line. Yep, it is. So this is what's happening. And I'll just use one of these other bolts. There we go. Oh yeah, that's just as yummy as I imagined it would be. There she is. I don't know that that tank is savable. The switch, the electric switch that's up in the cab, actually works between the two tanks, or at least it registers that there's fuel in one tank and then it drops basically to zero on the other. So I would assume the zero one is the auxiliary. So I'm not sure if I'm going to try to salvage this or not. I'm going to drop that tank because either way that tank's coming out, even if I replace it with something else. So let's just get the tank out. Alright, just spent some time getting the filler neck disconnected from this auxiliary fuel tank. All the bolts are essentially loose. That one I put back on by hand. That's the front strap. That's the back strap. And, ooh, back strap. That sounds delicious. Anyway, I'm going to take those two out, and then the tank should essentially drop out. I'll have to bend the hanger straps to get them out of the way. And then the tank should drop down. And, well, oof. It's, this is a dirty job. But I'm in my element. I love this stuff. I am so happy to be making progress on this truck. Alright, what's holding it up? Oh, I see what's happening. There's something hanging on the emergency brake strap. Got one more bolt to take off, and then we can drop this thing down. Way longer than it should have. That's stupid. Come on. Ow! I could have done without that. Oh, just smashed my hand. Ow! Well, getting mad is an easy way to get things out. Ah, freak, that hurt. Oh man, yeah, that hurt real bad. Get out. It's got liquid in it. I can hear it sloshing around. Come on, baby. Yeah. Take that. All right. Moses sandals. Worth it, except I smashed my hand. Dang it. Did I say I like this stuff? Oh my gosh. Rewarding and a workout. Let's see how much weight reduction we've done today. Oh my gosh, wiped out. Good stuff. There you go. That's a decent amount of weight reduction. There's probably, I don't know, 60 pounds in metal, plus the rat's nest that's up under here as well. Yep, that's not light. And a whole bunch of debris that fell off all over me as well. Yep, probably gonna need a shower tonight. Alright, it's the next day. Change of clothes. I wore a black shirt today because I'm going to be making a big old mess. I've already gotten in here and kind of diagnosed some stuff, tore some stuff out. In fact, this is that toolbox that used to be under the hood with the firing order on it. It used to sit right there. I've got the washer fluid thing removed. I'm diagnosing where all the leaks are coming from. The power steering leak is coming from the top seal. That's obviously, well, to me it's obvious, the wettest spot, and everything drips down from that. There was a small drip from the oil drain plug. I've tightened that and I'm monitoring that to see if that solves that leak. But everything else under there appears to be power steering fluid. It's red in color, and it doesn't seem to be coming from the transmission, which would also be red in color. So up underneath here, I'm getting ready to pull the power steering box out. But you can see how long that's been leaking. It's dripping down onto my floor. So instead of delaying the inevitable, I'm gonna yank the power steering gearbox out so that I can work on it on the workbench. So, but to get to it, there's one of the bolts. I think that's another bolt, and I think there's another one hidden back in behind somewhere. But I gotta scrape all of this out. We're gonna go for a little more weight reduction as well. Just scrape all this and clean it as best we can. Maybe not even as best we can, until I give up doing it. That's how long. So, cue the music. So continuing with the theme of weight reduction, I got a black thumb. Got a hole in my glove, and well, I just kept working. But check this out. Let me grab the light here. I scraped and I scraped and I scraped and I scraped, and there's probably, I don't know how to guess weight. What, 5 pounds? I have no idea. I got all the hoses disconnected. I've got the 3 bolts out that hold the steering gearbox in place. And I got the hoses disconnected from above. Don't know if I already said that or not, but oh great, my battery's dying on my flashlight again. That happens to me all the time apparently. 1 second, swap lights. And by the way, these lights are pretty awesome. You click 1 time and it's super bright, the 2nd time it's dim, and then the 3rd time it's the light at the end of the wand. I'll leave a link down below to these. I keep multiple of these on hand so that I can have one charging while I'm using one. When you're working in the dark, it helps to have a light. So anyway, the power steering lines are disconnected. I just have them moved up here out of the way. I treated the steering column, little bracket thing, with AIM Extreme lubricant so that can soak. I'm at the end of my night. I wanted to give you an update on where I am. So next time you see me, probably be wearing a different shirt again. But anyway, I just work on this as I have time. But my goodness, look at all the crap. And that isn't even just a third of what's under there. This thing's been leaking for a very long time. But I'm at a decent enough stopping point that I'm just going to call it a night. Let that AIM soak and do its thing. That's a pretty rusty bolt. I'm probably going to have to disconnect the shifter knob adjuster dilly bob. I've got to pull that steering column up and out so that I can drop that gearbox down. I think it'll go down. Maybe it has to come out the top. Haven't gotten that far yet, but I'll figure it out. When I get it out, we'll put it here on the workbench and see what it takes to replace that top seal. Maybe scope out the bottom seal while I have it out. It's like a $20 part to buy the other seal kit. But as always, I'll leave links down below to all the things that I use, the parts that you may see me use in this video as well. I'll leave part numbers and that sort of thing as I can. I'm not the best at remembering that stuff, but if you ping me, comment down below, that kind of thing. I do read all my comments, and that will remind me, hey, you didn't put the part number down there, idiot. And then I'll go find the part number, put it down there, but also comment on your comment with the part number. Answer your questions. That's what my channel's all about. I try to help people out. If I don't know the answer, so there's a lot of times my viewers do. They're smarter than me. I'm the dumbest guy in the room 90% of the time. Anyway, that's it for me for tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow. You're gonna have to let go of my shirt. You can't keep grabbing my shirt like that, pal. I don't like it. Whoa. My stool's going down from under my feet. Wow, if this thing weighed anything less than 200 pounds, that would help immensely. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think I got it. Now what the... Whoa, my stool's still going out from under my feet. Yikes. Okay. Come here, you. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that opened it up quite a bit down in there. I got a lot of cleaning to do. Also got to find seals for that power steering box. Alright, time to clean the power steering gearbox. It is caked on with some serious layers of just leaking power steering fluid. I'm going to use Super Clean degreaser. It's a biodegradable. Full disclosure, they sent this to me for free to try out, and this seems like the perfect thing to try it on. I'm going to spray it, agitate it a little bit with some brushes and whatnot, and then spray it again and let it soak, and just kind of do that in cycles over and over again until we can, well, until it's clean, essentially. Let me give you a close-up of what this looks like before we start, though. Yeah, I don't know how thick that is, but I'll bet that there's cast iron underneath all that. And, well, I need to get down to the bare metal on this thing. I've got to replace the seal that's up here at the top. That's where it's leaking from. It's right up in here. So, We're gonna treat one side, scrub it, treat it again, flip it over, and do the same thing to the other side, and just keep rotating this thing until we see bare metal. Wish me luck. Super clean. All right. Do a quick rinse off. And to be fair, this is a degreaser that's in my parts washer, obviously. But I only used it to rinse off the brush I was using. But check this out. If I can see as well, that'd be great. There we go. Oh yeah, you can see that. We're already down to the casting numbers and bare metal. You can see the original black paint. This has had a serious layer of anti-rust on it for quite some time. So this is going to be a little bit easier than I thought. This super clean stuff, that's no joke. That's pretty cool. Works pretty good. Let's get after this. I'm going to put it on a time lapse and basically put it on a clock. I'll tell you how long this takes. So after about 20-25 minutes of scrubbing on all sides, we've revealed a couple of things here. There's a little Ford emblem there. There's the little Ford emblem there. We know we're dealing with an original part, or at least a, well, it's stamped with Ford on it. How about that? Yeah, it came pretty clean. Overall, I'm impressed with the super clean degreaser. That stuff works pretty darn good, pretty fast. Still has the original tag on it right there. Haven't taken any time to see what it says or anything, but I stayed pretty clean doing that. That's not so bad. All right, so overall, I spent about 30 minutes or so total getting that part all cleaned up, and I know for a fact that a pressure washer would have been faster. I know somebody's going to make comments down below. They always do. There's better ways of doing it. There's faster ways of doing it. All those kind of things. I know that. It's raining like crazy outside. I didn't want to be out there in the rain pressure washing this when I have a parts washer. So anyway, there it is all cleaned up. I'm going to go outside in the rain and rinse it off so that I get all of the degreaser off of it. You don't want to leave that stuff on the metal. And then I'm going to start shopping for the top end seal kit for this thing. I believe that's where the leak's coming from. I don't think there's any other leaks that are major anyway. I do want to get this thing fully up to temperature and, you know, idle it for a little while and just make sure that the rear main isn't leaking as well. There was a little bit of red fluid on the one side of the transmission as well, but I'm pretty sure that's coming from the power steering because that stuff was everywhere. So I think, I think that fixing the power steering box is going to resolve, I'm going to say 90% of the leaks up under this truck. Oh, this battery is going to die. Let's fix that first. Much better. Full battery. I owe you guys an update and a little bit of an apology. I made some serious progress on the truck off camera. I've been under pressure to get, well, it's self-applied pressure to get this done. My daughter and son-in-law are living with us. They're getting ready to move, and instead of slowing down the progress on the truck, I just put the camera down and just nose to the grindstone and got some stuff done. So here's part of an update. Got the hood off. Pretty much jacked up my shoulder doing that. My son-in-law helped me do that, so huge shout out to Skylar. Thank you so much for that. Over here on the truck itself, this side, haven't touched, but this side, ooh, look at how shiny. So So I've still masked off. I've got one more coat of paint to put on these things. Yes, I know. I'm not sure what I'm doing about that at this point. It's technically still structurally sound, even though. So, you know, reaching back up underneath, there's still 2 layers of metal. This bottom layer is super thick, and that's where the structure comes from, not from this upper part. So I'll probably, the OCD will kick in. I'll probably still cut this section out and put something in its place. I haven't decided yet. In doing all of this and this, that's the steering gearbox for it. This is the washer fluid container that was in the truck. That's the original one. Just cleaned up, etc. There's the pitman arm. Steering gearbox. Let's talk about that for a second. When I got it out, I realized that it was leaking not only from the input side, but also from the output side by the pitman arm. Leaking at both ends. I haven't driven this truck enough to know if the gears inside were any good, or if they were having issues, if it was wandering all over the road. Complete unknown. So by the time I looked at parts for rebuilding the entire thing myself, I've never done that before. I'd be taking a risk on it, essentially, and I'm not willing to risk my safety or somebody else's safety with the learning curve. So I went online, shopped around a little bit, and ended up finding this one. I can't remember the name of the company that I went through, but I'll put it on the screen. I'll leave a link down below. They have these in stock occasionally. Sometimes they're out. They're relying on cores to come back. So when they sell one, they want a core back so that they can rebuild and still have one to sell, if that makes sense. So I've already shipped the old one back to them. It's en route, so thank you to them. They're thanking me, keeping the wheels of commerce moving forward. It's the American way. God bless America.
God bless America.
So anyway, somebody else that's a professional has rebuilt this one. It's brand new from them as far as parts and whatnot. It's beautiful. They even painted it for me. That was super nice. I wanted it black anyway. So cleaned up the pitman arm. This is the original from it. Just ran it through the wire wheel for a good 20 minutes after the part you saw where I cleaned it using Super Clean and the parts washer. I'm not going to put the gearbox back in the truck because when I was working on this, I was working on the inner fender all the way down. I pulled off all the electrical stuff, disconnected stuff, and moved things out of the way so that I could paint and get access. Degreased, treated this with Rust-Oleum rust reformer, and then painted it with Rust-Oleum flat black. I'm going flat black so that I'm not worried about smudges and fingerprints and whatever. It's easy to repaint right over the top of anything that gets on here. Super easy to match that paint, so that's what I'm going with, flat black. In doing all of this, I noticed, and I'm gonna see if I can get this to show for you guys on the screen, but there is a huge crack in the exhaust manifold right there. Goes from there all the way down. So that's got to be resolved somehow. I went on rockauto.com looking for an exhaust manifold. That's the only place that I've looked at this point. But that is a problem. I also don't want to put the steering gearbox in right there. Next project is the internals. The inside. So all of this floor pan crap, there's the box that has that in it. I'm going to be doing cab mounts because they're really shot, and the cab mounts are in that box right up there by my don't go somewhere sign. So floor pan on this side, little patchy weld in stuff here. Floor pan on that side, little patchy weld in stuff there. The cab mount piece that goes, like the support that goes underneath here, it's rotted out from about here over on both sides. So that box is out here somewhere as well. But I promise it's here somewhere. The other thing that I've done is I've invested in my channel. I got, so down in the in the description of every video, I leave links to Amazon. They're Amazon links that Amazon pays me a little kickback if somebody uses those and makes a purchase. So this stuff is what I bought using my income from Amazon. And like I've said, I always put that money back into the channel. So let's see what I bought. I've wanted one of these for a very long time. I see other YouTubers use these things all the time. And what I've got is a riv nut installer. It's a full kit. It's got a whole bunch of riv nut stuff. It's in a case so I can store it easily, that sort of thing. I don't remember what this is. Oh, drill bits. I bought double-sided drill bits so that I can drill out for putting riv nuts in. And in this one, this has two things in it. Spot weld kit for drilling out spot welds. I think that might be what this one is. Yep, that's exactly what that is. So that is a drill bit for spot welds. I have a ton of spot welds to remove on this truck. I need that. And then this is... what the heck is over here then? I think I'm expecting one more package. Yep, I am. So I got two different sizes of drill bits. So here's a closer look at the goodies that I got. These are the drill bits. The sizes, on the Amazon page, it showed sizes in SAE, 3/8, quarter inch, whatever, I think. But they're stickered here, 3.2 millimeter, 4.5 millimeter. Anyway, whatever. There's the spot weld drill bits. So those, I'll get good use out of those. There's the box for this guy. Riv nut. I've wanted one of these forever. These are the sizes that I'll use the most often. 5/16 by 18, quarter 20, 3/8 16. But it comes with all of these other sizes as well, and a sample pack of the various sizes as well. So I'll be able to use these as needed if I'm in a bind or whatever. But I ordered a grundle of the quarter 20 riv nuts. They will be here next week, so I'll be able to put that to good use when we get on projects like this. That's the long version of me saying, please use those links down below. You can click on any of those links, do any of your regular shopping on Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but Amazon knows I sent them the business, and they give me a small kickback that I use to invest back into the channel. So that would be awesome if you guys are willing to help me out like that. Appreciate it very much. They are affiliate links. Amazon has, like, they get all sorts of mad if we don't say that 100 times. Affiliate links in the description down below. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I placed a really big order for all things internal on this truck. We've got sound deadening, heat shield, floor plans are already here, carpet, new upholstery for the bench seat. I debated on going with bucket setup, but I wanted to kind of stay more true to the truck in case somebody that buys this from me wants to go full restore. I am doing a color change on the internal. That's a teaser, so you're going to have to subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and then also ring that bell so that you're notified of the next video. That's a plug for the channel. Appreciate that. It helps me grow. It helps me keep producing content for you guys. I hope that I entertain as well as educate. There's 5,000 different ways to do this stuff. I'm just showing you how I do it. This is for entertainment purposes only, but if you learn some tips and tricks along the way, that would be awesome as well. Leave comments, concerns, questions, all those kind of things. I still try to keep up on all my comments on the channel. I hope that that will continue as the channel grows. At some point I won't be able to keep up, but for now I'm trying. Ooh, it burns. Yeah, don't do that. I was doing this. All right, you made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. You can now enter to win spray bottle of Super Clean, aerosol of Super Clean, both. Here's how you do it. You have to like the video. It helps my channel a lot. The next thing you need to do, comment down below, Super Clean, and tell me what the dirtiest part is you've ever taken off of a vehicle. What would you use Super Clean for? It's a powerful degreaser. Comment down below. We'll give you until May 21st of 2025. I'll randomly pick from the comments down below on that date, and the lucky winner will be sent a gift package, compliments of Super Clean. Thanks guys, really appreciate it. Glad to have you along for the ride. Let's finish out the video. This is what I'm calling Mutton Buster, the Mutton Buster F100. It's a 72, it says it's a sport custom, but the VIN doesn't match that, so I'm not sure exactly how that came about, but I'm just gonna say it's a sport custom. It's what it's badged as. It's got the 360 in it, which matches a sport custom. So it is what it is. I'm not going to go super crazy under the hood, because if somebody wanted to do a full restore, they would want to go through this engine anyway and probably do something different. I don't know. It depends on what kind of a restore they want to do. I'm not going to go through an expense on that, as long as it's a solid runner and it's safe to drive, fun to drive, that sort of thing. I'm rambling. This is Troy, Troy's Garage. Appreciate you guys watching. Means the world to me. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all the things. Appreciate it. See you guys real soon in the next video.